So that is as far as managing, as making money is concerned. What about if somebody is thinking right now, they are thinking about the last M of money, which is multiplying money. What is your take on this? What do you think is going to be safe for anyone here to invest their money, maybe, from here going forth? What do you see are the areas that might be very potential for the third M, which is multiplying or rather investing money?
Okay, now, one of the things I tell people all over the world is the first place to invest in is to invest in yourself. Invest in yourself. Invest in your financial education. Invest in your personal development. Because the day you stop learning, you start dying. If you grow up, you will stay up. If you jump up, you will come down. Life is a school. You have to forever learn. And that's why in the School of Money book, I spoke about the new rules of money. The game is the same, but the rules keep changing. And that's what we are saying. Everything I spoke about in the School of Money is happening now. And people are seeing the reality of what we have been saying. So we need to understand that you invest in yourself. Continue to develop yourself. And then invest in your skills, your talents, your potentials, your passion, and everything that will help you to be able to have power and control over what you do. That is the first thing. Now, when we talk about where to invest, there are, if you read the School of Money book, there are places to invest all over the world, and it has not changed. It has only metamorphosed and evolved forever and ever. Don't ever think that because of the temporary problem now, then some things are no more going to work. Some things will no more work, but some things will forever work. Number one, food. Because the basic need of man is food, clothing, shelter, survival, significance. Everything that has to do with the basic need of man is still going to be very, very good. So food is one thing you can invest in. Agriculture, very, very important. And now anything in the agricultural value chain, you should begin to look at that. And now when we talk about food and agriculture, you need to understand that one of the challenges we have in Africa is that a lot of us, the Jews understand it, the Asians understand it, but Africans have not yet gotten it. A lot of Africans want to do things alone on their own. So they want to own everything. They want to start a company, be the founder, the CEO, the chairman, and everything. But listen and listen well. It is better to have 10% of a billion than to have 100% of 10,000. So when it comes to going into farming, we need to begin to think of synergy. If you have $1,000, look for 10 other people that have $1,000, like you put it together, you have 10,000. Instead of only you trying to look for 50,000 to do everything by yourself. So you can invest in the area of, food, agriculture, all the different value chain of agriculture. The planting, the processing, the packaging, everything. Because people will eat forever and ever. COVID or no COVID, people will eat forever. Food is forever. So that is there. Next is transportation. Yes, there is a lockdown, but lockdown is not forever. Yes, the airlines are down, but people will need to move from place to place. Transportation. So you can now begin to ask yourself, there are different dimensions of transportation. Airline is transportation, train is transportation. But right now, haulage and dispatch riders are things we should begin to look at in the transportation of the future. Because based on the post-COVID reality, the new normal with physical distancing, and let me say, it's not social distancing, it's physical distancing. I don't know why we keep allowing the Western world to give us vocabularies and they bring all their garbage and nonsense into Africa. The Western world are not wiser than us. There's social distancing is an error, because social distancing is class. It's like looking down on people based on age, race, class, but it's physical distancing. So we should not be socially distant from one another. We are a socially conscious environment and we are a communal society. So we should not receive all the junk from the Western world. So now in the new normal, in the post-COVID world, there's going to be, physical distancing. Now, to go to restaurant now, people may not want to go there and sit down and eat. So that means there will be takeaway. A lot of companies now, because there will be new normal, People will not be able to work. There will be physical distancing in the office. You will need to have a lot of dispatch riders that will be taking stuff from one place to the other. So that's one area you can look into in transportation. Health. In health, pharmacies, and a lot of things in the health value chain. Look at the issue of, sanitizers now, face masks, ventilators, PPEs, all these things, they have come to stay. They are looking for vaccine now. So there are a lot, because health is wealth, and people have realized now that health is wealth. So that is also one area that people need to look into. ICT, anything technology, is part of the future now. You know that the #1 transport company in the world is Uber. All that Uber did was to add technology to transportation. The #1 property company in the world is Airbnb. All that Airbnb did was to add technology to properties and real estate. So anything you can add technology to enhance it is something you can begin to look at right now. So when we talk of technology, you can begin to look at media. You can begin to look at online streaming platform. Netflix is doing well now. We have a lot, so you can begin to come up with the Kenya Netflix, your own local Netflix in Kenya, in Tanzania, in Mozambique, in Rwanda. You come out with your local version of all the Zoom. Come out with the local version of your own Zoom, local version of your Netflix, local version, so that we can begin to contextualize all these different technology within Africa. We can have our own African Facebook and call it AfriBook or YouBook or CBook or Family Book, and come up with all kinds. So technology is one thing that you also need to look into. So those are things that we should begin to look at going forward. Education is changing now. So we can begin to look into education with reference to online education, digital education, coming up with softwares and programs and apps that can help make education available to people in a new post-COVID world. So those are a few things I can just say for now.
Wow, thank you very much, Brother Emmanuel. We really appreciate. I've taken the notes here. I've listed down everything you have said, and the beautiful thing is that we are having this recorded. So I'll make sure that it's on YouTube, but it's also going to be in my group called the Think Biggest Mastermind. That's a group that I raise and nurture entrepreneurs, and in fact,